This video is only one part of an in-depth review, so check out the rest at thegoodride.com. Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and I make mediocre matter, one good setup at a time. This is a review of the YES Standard 153 from 2021, which is the same for 2022. That's why you see me here at my desk talking about it instead of shortly after I wrote it. I have another review like that, but I wanted to update it for 2022 because a lot changed. The Ghost is no longer here. I also compared it against the YES Basic Globe, which is no longer here. So now I'm going to be primarily reviewing it on its own and comparing it to the YES Basic Uninc, which is here for 2022, and other boards that are relevant at this time. I rode this with Union Atlas, Burton Tourists, Burton Kendos, and Burton SLXs. I was in my experimental boot phase. So I got this in a wide variety of conditions, everything from some pretty good early season powder to some pretty rough, hard early season snow, some pretty firm but fair and fun early season snow, to soft snow. And I've ridden this same shape and model in past years, and it hasn't changed much from when it came out in this new shape and size to where it is now in 2022. To give you a short summary, this is a mostly mid-wide, very versatile, very forgiving, very buttery, very playful mountain freestyle ride that you can set back a good bit in powder with their setback inserts and get very easy directional float. And I really liked the way this board rode in every way except for maybe carving. The camber profile just doesn't lend towards a really satisfying turn, but it's still very doable. So overall, it's a very fun mid-wide shape that I find myself recommending to a lot of people who are size 10 and above for most sizes. Now, when it comes to sizing, the 153 was best for me. I liked the way the 56 felt for my weight, but it was just super slow for my boot size. But where this fits best is size 10 and up. It's great for a smaller guy with like a size 9 or 10 boot, the 53. And the 56 is ideal for more like 10 and a half, 11 boots. It really works well in that 10 and a half to maybe like 11 and a half size range. And then as you get to the 59, that can handle a little bigger boot, but it's more of a mid-wide kind of ride. Now, when it comes to shape, you have what's called a directional volume twin. So basically, it's a true twin on side cut. It has a centered stance, and it feels that way on groomers. But there's less surface area in the tail than there is the nose. And when you use those setback inserts, it has more of a tapered directional feel than most double enders like this. So it's kind of a cool thing going on. Now, when it comes to camber, this is the one part I wish there was a little more of, especially when you compare it to the YES Basic Uninc, the YES Typo, and so many other hybrid camber boards in YES's line, along with hybrid camber boards from other companies. There's just a really mellow camber that almost ends at the bindings, and then there's a lot of rocker. So for somebody like me who loves turning, that's a little bit of a letdown, but for most, it's going to offer a very forgiving, mellow, easy to skid turns, very stable in all conditions kind of ride that's very buttery and very playful and very mountain freestyle oriented. Now, when it comes to the flex, this is super soft and buttery. I'm going to defer back to the review I did. You can see me flexing that right now. It's almost too easy to butter and play around with. I really like the flex personality of the Basic Uninc, the former YES Globe, and I felt like those were a nice balance between being forgiving as well, but also being just a little more work to flex so you don't butter right onto your ass. And I also found that they had a little more pop. I'd like it to be just a little more camber, a little more stiffness, but not too much. I don't want it to go like modern camber Ghost, just a little more camber underfoot. But it has this really cool, rubbery, buttery personality. There's bamboo in the core, but a lot of boards have bamboo in the core. But this board just feels more rubbery than even most boards with bamboo in it. And it just really handles all kinds of snow. It just has this personality that can just react to hard, micro bumpy snow in the morning. You can feel it chattering, but it just doesn't get past the board into your bindings. You can feel the tip and tail bouncing around in all kinds of uneven snow. But yet it doesn't come up into your body, and it never gets cranky. And it's just a great board for all day, all conditions riding, and I really like that rubbery personality. When it comes to speed though, it's not a bomber, but the base has good glide, not amazing, but it's definitely upper tier glide, and when well waxed, it keeps its speed really well. And overall, it's not a bad board for like medium mountain speed, but I was more comfortable on the Basic Uninc, the old Ghost 153, and the old Globe, and I'm more comfortable with the Typo, but it's about the same as the YES Basic in terms of mountain speed for me in the 56 and the 53. Now, edge hold is exceptional, and I often recommend this to intermediates who ride on the East Coast or ride in areas that are hard and icy often, because this mid-bite is exceptional when it comes to grip. It tapers in the waist and makes it easier to turn, but it also creates a really aggressive disruption in the side cut right there that grabs really hard in hard snow and doesn't grab too much in soft snow. So I really like that. When it comes to turn initiation, if you're a size 10 in the 53, it's going to be fast. But even a size 9 in the 53 works really well for me, and I felt like it was more like medium fast. Once you get it on edge, that mid-bite grips, and it's an okay turn, but I just felt like it wasn't as satisfying as all the other all-mountain boards. And that's probably one area where I wish it was had just a touch more camber. But overall, it's not going to shit the bed on a carve. It's going to feel okay, and it has a pretty fun turning experience overall, as long as you're not committing too hard and really trying to carve hard. It's fun for just regular old turning. So when it comes to powder, I love this directional volume twin in powder. The personality shifts a bit, and it acts a little bit like a tapered directional board, because you've got that tail with a little less surface area. It's kind of tapered after the side cut, and so it sinks a little better than most true twins. With the setback inserts, you got to get a full-size disc for it. You can get 2.25 inches back from center of board, which is a good bit more than most all-mountain boards. They're usually about 1.75. So being 2.25 inches back from center of board, along with all that early rise in the nose, that rocker in the tail helps too, and that less volume in the tail than the nose or surface area is really amazing. So while you give up some of that turning experience, you get a little bit back in powder. Switch riding, super doable because you're centered on side cut. All that reduced surface area in the tail goes away unless you're buttering switch, but overall, it's just very doable because it's a true twin on side cut, and when you have it centered on side cut, it's great. And this board you can jib with, no problem. You can hit medium-sized kickers and below, no problem. It's not really for going big. Probably want to get the Basic Uninc for that, or even the Typo does a little better. I didn't get to ride the pipe with the 153 when I had it because the pipe wasn't up, but I would definitely ride the 153 in the pipe. I think I'd prefer a 155 Typo, a little better, or one of those seasonal creations that they make, like the Basic Decade, Basic Uninc, Basic Globe, all that shit. Those boards are really fun in the pipe compared to the standard, but it's got good grip and it's forgiving, so it would be a good pipe board. So overall, if you like a buttery, playful ride that you can set back in powder, and you don't mind that the turning experience isn't as amazing as some of the other boards in YES's line, this could definitely work for you. And it's a very versatile, very well done one board quiver. There you have it. All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now if you need advice, fill out the MeHarmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.